Crisis Center Hotline, how can I help you? You need some food. What's your name, please? As human beings, we're more complete when we find places of service. And I kind of don't so much look at, I'm the great resource and I have something to offer people who have needs. I see it more as interdependent, that we all have a need to live in community, and we all have different strengths. And honestly, the biggest challenge we have is funding, keeping the lights on and the refrigerators running. And on top of the food, we have all the other things that we do that are all part of that. Right now, we're running the organization with just 2 staff. I would never wish this on anybody, but every now and then we kind of joke, boy, I wish we had the fire and we lost all of our Christmas stuff. Because you see it on the news every year. There's somebody where all the Christmas toys get stolen and everybody gives to them. I'm not complaining about that. I just, people respond to what they see as the sudden tragedy. And we serve a lot of the folks that nobody sees, nobody understands, is always there. We are getting food in at the same time it's going out the door, but we have to get enough in to essentially do what's about 1 month's worth of, normally what would be 1 month's worth of food distribution, do it in 1 week around Christmas and around Thanksgiving. The flip side is that the people around us, they tends to be the most generous time of year. Should they care more? I think they care. The challenge is to keep the need, keep an awareness of the need in front of people. Folks are extremely generous, and that's why they respond that way. I had a heart transplant, and in the space of 3 months, I went from working full-time to, you need a heart transplant. People couldn't give me their heart, but people wanted to help. They wanted to help my wife. They wanted to help my family. But the crisis hotline really, unlike some hotlines, we're not focused on a specific need. It's not a suicide line. It's not a domestic violence line. It's not a poison hotline. It's all of those things, but it's not trying to be all of those things. To me, the amazing thing is people who call in for the first time. I don't know what that's like. It takes some courage to ask a stranger for help. I had someone call me on the hotline, and as we were talking, he says, by the way, what do your voices tell you? And I thought, what do you mean? He says, well, the voices that talk to you. This is his reality. He has voices that tell him things. Generally, when someone calls in on the phone, we don't even necessarily know their phone number. We don't necessarily know their address. So if someone calls in and tells us certain things are happening and we have no way to follow up on it, we can't report on it. Honestly, I'm looking at the paper for the next few days hoping to not see some bad story. I don't know, you've probably heard the story about the man walking along the beach after the storm, and he's picking the starfish up and throwing them back in the ocean. And somebody else says to him, you're never going to save them all. You can't make a difference. Made a difference to that one. Made a difference to that one. I'm not God. I'm not, the savior of the world. I can't solve all the problems. And accepting that that's true of myself.